All right, we're recording. So again, thank you so much and welcome to our Tuesday night Taking Healthy Back Zoom call series. This is a special series we've got going all year long, and this is a special call that we kind of were able to get Tim to come and join us pretty quick over this last couple of weeks, and Tim's been offering to support nonstop since TowerGardens came to Canada and has been jumping on planes and coming up and joining us at regional trainings and boot camps, and always willing to help. So Tim, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'll just take a second to introduce myself. My name is Stephen Millman. I'm Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Juice Plus and TowerGarden in Canada. This is my wife, Bobby. Bobby Millman. I've asked Bobby to come and join us as well. She was really excited about tonight's call. Bobby is our in-house here in Guelph, Ontario, our resident grower, and does all things towers for our family and our kids. So she was pretty excited to jump on the call tonight. And we may just pop in with a couple of questions and comments, Tim, as we go along here. But we're excited to have you share with us tonight over the next 30 minutes. For those of you joining the call, this is our Chief Technical Officer with TowerGardens, who will be joining us and sharing. Really, Tim wanted you to share about getting growing, particularly with our new product that we're most excited about with our TowerGarden home. So I'm going to turn it over to you, and let's rock and roll.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much. And hello, everybody from Canada and all over the United States and probably some other parts of the globe as well. So excited to be talking about TowerGarden. You know, I was just talking with my wife, Jessica, tonight, and it was literally 10 years ago this month, we sent our first TowerGardens to the Juice Plus company from a company called Future Growing, which is now TowerGarden. And so it's been 10 years and the technology has transformed, evolved, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit about that tonight, and really what my passion and so many people on this event tonight, their passion for healthy living, inspiring healthy living around the world, and I can't think of a better way to do that than through the TowerGarden. So we will jump over to this presentation screen.
Excellent.
All right, so, oh, what's that, Stephen?
Looks good.
Okay, all right, thank you. So really want to talk tonight, we're going to talk about our newest product, TowerGarden Home. Before I do that, I want to talk about the original TowerGarden, which we've now renamed TowerGarden Flex, because we can grow it indoors, outdoors, and this is really the TowerGarden that has really become to be known for these huge bushy crops outdoors: tomato, cucumber, bell pepper, eggplant, squash, like you see there. Oops, I got to use this button here. We can grow a really tall outdoors. We can grow watermelon, can grow 10, 15 feet out. That's my youngest daughter harvesting, gosh, 9 years ago now, as a 1-year-old, harvesting her favorite fruit, watermelon. I called her the grazer. And when I tell the story, when I took that picture of her eating off the strawberry tower, I had to have a fence around it for 2 weeks so the strawberries would get ripe, because the lower 3 feet were always devoured. Now what we learned over the years is that as our community of tower gardeners and urban gardeners grew, people wanted more and more to grow indoors, and I have to blame our grow lights on the Canadians. And I know Stephen heard me share that at our national conference in Austin, Texas last October. It was really, I started getting all these pictures from these Canadian growers up there who were wrapping Christmas tree light bulbs around it and clip lights from Home Depot. And that's because, we started out as an outdoor garden. Our company was based out of Orlando, Florida, and then Memphis, Tennessee, and we're a lot warmer in the South. And as you move up into these northern climates, it's a lot colder. And so really it's thanks to the persistence of our Canadian friends, we launched our first generation of grow lights, which were T5, and then we evolved into these beautiful state-of-the-art LED full spectrum lights here. We can produce a head of lettuce easily in 4 weeks with the system. But what we learned, while it was just a wonderful unit, for some it was just a bit too big for their home. Couldn't quite get it through some of their more narrow doorways and things like that. So we spent several years, and thankfully we have this incredible global team here at the Juice Plus Tower Garden Company that helped us put together and develop TowerGarden Home, which is just launched in Canada. And so we are so excited for this. This is very new and different. And let's see here. Oops. My computer stalled here for a second, so I'm not sure why. I apologize for the jumping around. Okay, there we go. I apologize, guys. So my computer just stalled a little bit, but let's talk about TowerGarden Home. What makes it different? Well, this unit is just about only 5 feet tall, so it's a little bit shorter. It's 24 inches wide versus the 31 inches of the old unit, which is kind of that red area there. So we have learned that 18 to 24 inches is really the sweet spot inside your home. You can replace an end table in your living room. You can tuck it into a corner really easily. We've built the wheels right into this unit. That's one thing that people said they would love, that every TowerGarden came with the wheels just built in. So we've included those now in the TowerGarden Home. We have 32 plant sites and in place of 20. And how we've done that is that we have 16 standard large plant sites, like you see down there in the lower portion of the tower. I've got a couple TowerGarden Homes right behind me here in my office, and those are for your larger plants. And then we have 16 baby green plant sites, and I'll show you in a little minute how we do that. In fact, wanted to talk about baby greens because a lot of people really don't know what baby greens are, and do I want them or don't I? You actually do, and I'm going to teach you tonight. We're probably may take 2 or 3 minutes to learn how we utilize all 32 plant sites and the value of incorporating baby greens into our diet across every spectrum. So baby greens are really bite-sized greens, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. They are bite-sized versions of the larger plants. So anything like a kale or mustard. And how they're different is if I was to pull a mature mustard leaf off of a TowerGarden and take a bite, I'd be sweating, I'd have tears coming out of my eyes, and I'd be running for glasses of water. It would be hot, spicy, and potent. But if I take that same plant and just harvest that baby bite size, it's much more tender, much more palatable, has a wonderful flavor, and it's an incredible addition to a dish. So baby greens are really, they're all the craze today. In fact, just at the end of last year, I visited Altius Farms. They have 300 of these commercial towers, 8 to 9 feet tall on a rooftop in downtown Denver. And they're just growing all these phenomenal baby greens there. In fact, I think they're supplying baby greens, 20, 30 different varieties to almost 50 restaurants in downtown Denver. They want that local, fresh, tower to table food. It tastes more potent. It didn't travel 2,000 miles from the valley in California. It's fresh, you can harvest it and eat it the next day. So these baby greens are all the craze, and that's why we've picked it up into our new TowerGarden Home. Now I want to show you how we can use these. The baby greens are perfect for your small herbs, things like your chives and your parsley and thyme, things that really never took up a lot of space. That's what we're recommending the baby greens planter for. We don't need to waste a ton of space if it just doesn't need it right. And what I really love about the baby green technology, there's another hydroponic company out there that has a subscription service for $50, $60, $70 a month to buy seedlings. And they don't want you cutting and reusing it. They want you to just replace it with the new expensive seedlings. And what I love about our baby greens is that we can cut and we can cut and we can recut. And this is huge value to the TowerGarden. I know a lot of indoor gardeners will grow 4 to 6 months off of the same crop. I have many good friends in Canada that send me pictures and videos regularly, and they just do an incredible job. And we've also have found with TowerGarden Home, we have introduced theming your tower for health. Creating we've learned in the past with the TowerGarden Flex that sometimes when people plant for their vegetable garden, they almost do it like, they're at the grocery store shopping. I want a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other. And what we found is, with these grow lights indoors, we're going to be limited to that 24 or 30-inch circle, right? So we're really going to get the bang for the buck, the best. It isn't that we couldn't grow a tomato, it's just that they get big and they get bushy. And so we want to, if we can, stick with the lettuces, leafy greens, and herbs. And I promise you, you're going to be harvesting a lot of food every single week. So we have 3 themed towers. So the first one is our herb and cooking tower. So things, herbs and things that you use in cooking, that's really everything you'd put on an herb and cooking tower. So up there in the baby green area. And maybe, Stephen, we can, after this, maybe I'll send you a little flyer you can hand out to your teams with some suggestions for what they could do up in the baby greens and then down below for each one of these theme towers I'm going to be talking about.
That'd be fantastic. We're nodding along here, Tim, because it's one of the things, we've had this conversation since we got our home, TowerGarden home, earlier this year, of just what do we want to put up there? What we know what we were growing in the other pods, but what are we going to grow up in the top placements? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. So so again, with the urban cooking, we're going to put the thyme, the rosemary, the chives, the green onions, things that don't take up a lot of space. We're going to keep up there, and all the larger herbs down below. Now, the baby greens are perfect for your juicing tower, for your phytonutrients. And I'll bet you almost everybody on this Zoom call tonight are doing some form of smoothies or juicing. And so we recommend up in that baby green area that you're going to put phytonutrient-rich foods like red vein sorrel and pink amaranth. Now, I don't want a whole smoothie. I like doing kale, chard, parsley as the bulk of my smoothie. But to be able to top it off with a diverse range of phytonutrients is something quite incredible. There's a great example of a juicing tower. Recently, and I want to share with how important this phytonutrient story is. Recently I was looking through the Harvard Medical School blog, and I came across this blog that basically told the medical story and the scientifically proven story of how we need to put all the colors of the rainbow on our plate when it comes to the types of foods. That those diverse phytonutrients are what's keeping us healthy. And Juice Plus, the company, figured this out 30 years ago before whole food nutrition was even a concept. And so hats off to the Juice Plus company. We were decades ahead of our time, and now that's kind of mainstream, the power of whole food nutrition, how much better it is for your body versus a vitamin or a mineral in the raw form. They can actually be toxic to your body, create free radicals if you can't utilize them. But long story short, out of this article, I picked 2 key points that I wanted to share tonight. When humans eat plant foods, phytonutrients protect us from chronic disease. Phytonutrients have potent anti-cancer and anti-heart disease effects. And this is just mind-blowing, because I'm telling you, 30 years ago, this would be considered witchcraft, the statement. And today, it's part of these mainstream medical journals. So that is getting me really excited about the baby greens. And about how important this diverse range of phytonutrients. Let's talk about another. We talked about the urban cooking tower. We talked about the juicing tower. Now I'd like to talk about number 3, this salad tower. Anybody who's dieting or wants to live healthy is going to have, a salad every day for lunch or for dinner. So a salad tower is perfect. Now up in our baby greens planter, I like to down below. I like to plant, say, like my Bibb lettuce and my red leaf lettuce and my green lettuce and my romaine, things that make up the bulk of the salad. But I want some potent, extraordinary salad toppings. One of my favorite is that purple dandelion there. If we're talking about the power of phytonutrients, dandelion by itself is very bitter, and you would never, most people couldn't stomach a whole plate of dandelion leaves, but man, you add them to a salad, it's nutty, flavorful, you're feeling little zings and pings when you throw all these different baby greens in there, but they don't wreck the flavor of the salad, they enhance it. But here's something else that's real cool, Stephen. That purple dandelion is loaded with vitamin A, folate, vitamin K, vitamin C, calcium, and potassium. Now, we don't think of a salad as a nutritional meal in the day, but you add these nutrient baby greens like this red dandelions, and we've now turned an ordinary salad into a superfood. And that's what's really exciting for me, for those of us that are leading and part of this healthy living revolution. We want to live healthy, extraordinary, happy, energetic lives. And this is one of the ways that we're going to do it. And there's just a beautiful picture of that salad tower with the baby greens, what it could look like in your own home. It's a heck of a lot of fun. And I want to share another point here. I know, so if you go into the social media channels of so many of our Canadian friends, and they really care about their environment up there. I mean, the environmental, it's all you hear about on the news now. You turn on the TV, my good friend Jen Olson, I think, is always posting something of this, something about how to help the environment, what plastics are doing, and transportation and carbon footprint. And I want you to think about something. We were just talking about how to grow better, how to theme your crops, how to grow indoors. But I want you to look at that tower right there, that table, and think about this for a moment. Every time you reach over and you harvest that head of lettuce, you're saving up to 10 gallons of water. You're saving the pesticides, organic or conventional, that were used to spray that plant. You're saving the diesel to harvest. You are saving the plastic on the plastic wrapper. You're saving all those heads of lettuce that went into cardboard case, the truck to ship it across the country, the energy to store it in a cooler, the gas it took for you to drive to the store to pick up that produce. The list, I could keep going on and on. And the point is that I can't think of any better way to positively impact the environment and planet Earth than to grow a garden at home, and more specifically a tower garden, which uses up to 98% less water and 90% less land, and now we can do it indoors. It's a really, really big deal for our health and wellness community, and that probably excites me more than anything, because when I think about our company, the Juice Plus Tower Garden Company, just by growing in our tower garden, we are actually creating mass change. We have significantly offset green leaf and lettuce and herbs and other produce that's shipped from California to our homes. We're making a dent in modern agriculture and helping to transform how we're living today and the future of our planet. So I'm really excited to be part of this company. Would like to share just a couple more things, Stephen, about some of the cool features on the tower garden. One of the things that we were asked over the years was, when I walk by my tower, I'm never, could you put some type of gauge on there just so I know how much fertilizer is in there, and or nutrient solution. And so we developed this little float system that, basically when it's all the way up, it's full of about 13 gallons of nutrient solution. And when it drops down to about that halfway mark, we say, that's just time to fill up a 5-gallon bucket of fresh water and add your minerals and pour it back in there, and you're good to go. And so we really love that little safety check there to make sure the tower garden's always got a lot of fresh water and nutrient minerals. We've also introduced a brand new state-of-the-art timer, and I think there's a few people happy about this, right, Stephen?
we love the timer.
The timer just got real simple. We took out all the complicated pins that you have to set, and we just created 2 simple programs. We did a lot of research and development with this, and there's just 2 settings. There's a little button in the center, and there's an O for outdoors, and there's an I for indoors, and there are 2 completely different settings. We find that indoors, we don't have direct sun, we don't have wind, and so the plants just drink a lot less. And so that cycle is going to be off for much longer than on our old timer. And what I really love about that is we're saving on electricity. We don't have to program it. You press the button once and you got your setting, and you're saving on the life of your pump. You're saving on electricity. Your tower stays generally a lot cleaner. So we've had a hard time actually keeping these in stock, Stephen, because so many people just love the simplicity, and we've been have small urban farms using these to grow their produce now. So I know you guys will be excited about that. Now, my good friend, Dr. Mitra Ray, I was at her boot camp a couple of years ago in Leavenworth, Washington, in the foothills of the beautiful Cascade Mountains. And I know there's a lot of people on this call tonight that are on Mitra's team and good friends with her. And she's such an inspiring woman when it comes to lifestyle changes. And sharing the science behind whole food nutrition, and couldn't say enough great things about her. And one of the things is her team is, she speaks direct, and so does her team. And when I was at this event, I can't tell you the number of people that came to me and said, Tim, we would really love a demo unit to take to events and things like that, and something that's a little bit easier to move around. So Steve and I spend a lot of time talking about this. And so with TowerGarden Home, we actually had developed a 3-pot rod and a 2-pot rod to get that, 5 pots tall, that original 5-foot height, but we can bring this down to 3.5 feet. The same TowerGarden Home converts into a demo unit that you can easily take to any type of show or event. And I want to show you, this actually just fits right into any medium size or large size SUV. That lid is dome shaped. It now just sits straight flat, stands up 3 pots tall, and you can put your a couple gallons of water right in the back of your SUV, and you're good to go to your event. So we've really made this simple. And by the way, this same unit can even lay down assembled in the back of a Honda Civic. So that is really, really exciting, and it really gives people opportunity to see what we're all about. And I kind of want to leave with a couple final notes here tonight, Stephen. Our TowerGarden Home, what are some of the official areas that you can find information and gather information? And we have tower.com Canada. I forgot to put that /Canada in there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we also have towergarden.ca up here as well.
.ca, yes, thank you. So that's one of the areas, and we have the Tower to Table Facebook group. That's the only authorized, TowerGarden Facebook group out there. We have a lot of members, and we have a lot of fantastic tower gardeners and farmers who tower farms that have 300 or 1,000 towers or 50 towers or 10 towers, and they're providing real food to the local communities. They're on there sharing tips and tricks. And so it's a great Tower to Table Facebook group. #1 place to go get some information outside of towergarden.canada. This year, we are getting very close to launching our national TowerGarden Zoom call. So Stephen, I know we'll keep everybody in that loop. Steve and I were just talking about that today, 3 hours ago. And TowerGarden Home will be incorporating more of these onto the YouTube channel, some of these simple tips and tricks and training videos. And Stephen will make sure that we get those to you guys as well to get up to your YouTube channel. So those are really the 4 key places that I would say you could connect for TowerGarden Home. I know there's a lot more and a lot of other people doing great things out there. So, more power to you, keep all those going. But this is a, great, simple platform, and to know where to go is really what I'm getting at. And what I really wanted to leave everybody tonight with is, clearly you can see that everybody on this call, we're so passionate about the healthy living revolution. And, our goal at the TowerGarden Company is to have 1 million homes growing, consuming food like this. And think of the impact we're going to have on the planet, on our health. And one of the things that I really wanted to leave you with tonight, the most important thing I can think of, is that the only way we're going to get 1 million homes consuming produce like this is really just starts with one family at a time. Living and being an example, growing a TowerGarden home at home, whether it's that salad tower, just starting with 1 tower, having a salad. I know most of my good friends have 3 to 6 towers. So for those of us that don't really have to go to the grocery store, that's where we're growing on 3 to 6 towers. But for most people, just start simple. Start with the towers. I'm going to do a salad every night for dinner, or I'm going to incorporate some fresh, living, potent, phytonutrient, chlorophyll-filled, pesticide-free, locally grown kale or chard or parsley. I'm going to go throw it into my smoothie in the morning, or or every day if I cook, if I'm passionate about cooking, I'm going to throw some of that fresh, wonderful food into my dishes. And then when I invite my friends over, I'm going to be sharing by example. I'm going to be leading by example. I'm going to inspire them to get fit and healthy like me, to follow my example. And that's really my one piece of advice that I could share with the entire community out there, is to grow with the tower and share the tower, and the rest will take care of itself. And I just want to thank all my Canadian friends and everyone from around the globe that's on this call tonight. My goodness, thank you for joining us so late on the East Coast time, and we can't wait to see you at our national conference at the end of March in Phoenix, Arizona. I think there'll be about 8,000 of us attending, so we're looking to seeing all of you there.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you for all this information, for taking the time. Incredible information. I know our chat was lighting up there as well. Bobby and I, we wanted to jump on and say a special thank you for all your help and support. We've been growing Towers for the last 4 years, and
oh wow.
And in particular, I really want to just point out a couple of things in terms of our experience. With those official sites, there's sometimes, even after 4 years of experience working for the company and knowing what we know, you still run into a couple of like, what's going on with this, or what should I do about that? And just the community that's there in terms of being able to answer some questions, share some experiences. Bobby is constantly in there.
Yeah, it's amazing. After 4 years, I think I have it down pat. I go in there and I learn something new. Every single time I go to that website, I'm learning something new or tip or trick. It's really, it's pretty neat.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. We got a lot more to add to that in the coming year, so I'm excited.
And to just hit on this as we wrap it up for our kids, and I know you showed some pictures of your children. We love it. Our kids love going down with a salad bowl, clipping food off, bringing it up, helping make a salad. We've turned them into salad eaters because they're part of the whole process from seed to table, and that's been huge. And the other one, Tim, when you hit on environmental factors, one thing we've really noticed this year is less wastage. So we go and buy packaged food, salad at the store, bring it home. We're not through that most weeks before it starts to go bad.
Yes.
So now we've got single-use plastic we're throwing out, salad we're throwing out, big huge containers, and this is there's no wastage.
Well, and to that point, I'll just share very briefly that the USDA here in the United States says that produce, that fresh cut leafy greens, lettuce, and herbs that travel from field to table, when they're cut, they lose up to 50% of their nutrition. So our soils are depleted, and then they're getting more depleted. So it just is one more extraordinary reason to pick it when you're ready to eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been incredible. So again, thank you so much, Tim. Thank you everybody for coming and joining us. If someone invited you to this call tonight and you're looking at getting into TowerGarden growing, encourage you to get back to whoever invited you to this and get growing. It is an incredible experience for you and your family. It's been life-changing for us to be able to just walk downstairs and pick it right off and bring it to the table and eat it. So I encourage you to get back to the person who invited you to tonight's call. And again, Tim, on behalf of everyone on the call, I'd like to say all in Canada, but we've got people from each coast in Canada as well as down to the United States. On behalf of everyone who joined us tonight, thank you so much for taking the time and all the information you shared and all that you do. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you guys, and blessings to everybody.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks. All the best. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Bye.